Welcome to day 8 of our time together going through Hey You. If this is your first time coming and hanging out, day 8 is the perfect time to start. But there are also days 1 through 7 that you are more than welcome to go back through. Every day is pretty independent, and so even if you miss the previous days, it's okay for you to hop in right here. But the note for day 8 is titled Everything Matters. It says, Hey you, there will be gaps if you try to cover it on your own. There will be no gaps if you're following him. I know it feels painful sometimes, but it is better to move through this now and feel the pain of perceived loss than look back and try to recover space from what you created. If you're supposed to have it, he'll bring it to you. Even if all this, your whole life, is just for one moment in time, you want to make sure you're where you're supposed to be. Don't miss it. Be like Esther and move in the moment of, for such a time as this. Fast, be disciplined, and stay ready. Don't concern yourself with civilian affairs. If it's yours to have, he'll give it to you. And kind of the thought behind this note is waiting for something to happen and thinking that every moment on the way to that one main thing happening is like purposeless. Like there's no point to what's leading up to what's happening or what you feel like your purpose is, or what you feel like you were designed, destined to do. And this note is just saying, like, don't dismiss the things that are on the way to what you feel like is purpose or calling. Like, everything matters. Your life isn't just relevant for one space of time. Like, everything along the way is relevant. And there might be where it's like, this is the moment I was created for. This is the time that I was created for. And it feels so like there's such an intersection with purpose. But when we highlight like a main moment as purpose, it can cause us to mishandle like all the moments that are leading up. And we don't really know when that one moment, or if there's just one moment, usually there's more than one, but we never really know when it's going to happen. And when we try to predict it or we think we know what it's going to look like, oftentimes getting into that moment catches us by surprise. And it's just because we don't really know. We might have an idea of what it will look like. We might already know like our purpose point and like what the setting will look like when it feels like we're intersecting with purpose. But everything along the way matters. And he gave the example of Joseph. And we talked about Joseph a few days ago. But Joseph interpreted dreams, ran away from Potiphar's wife, and helped to manage the other inmates in prison. So those things weren't Joseph's purpose. They were just assignments on his way to purpose. It says, but every last thing was necessary for the fulfillment of purpose. So it is with us. These steps that feel like delay on the way to the real thing still matter. Don't dismiss today, and don't give up or let go because your today doesn't look like what you thought it would. If you're not in the stride of your purpose, you're in the time of preparation, and everything matters. So again, even if it doesn't look like what purpose looks like, there is still purpose. There's still a reason. There's still an intention for every day and everything that we face along the way. God is using it to prepare us for what's ahead. And it might be one main thing, one moment in time. Again, like the note said, with Esther, like for such a time as this, it might look like that, or we just never know like what points along the way are actual pivot points that are leading up to purpose, or just on the way. So just don't dismiss today. Don't look at what's happening as don't diminish it. Like, everything matters. Everything has a purpose, and you're still moving towards what purpose and the promise is, but we don't want to do that and dismiss today. So the scripture for today comes from James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. It says, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." And another version of this thing is the King James says, "Let patience have its perfect work, so that you will be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." And that is not just you yourself. That's like everything around you, every circumstance that needs to be perfect and complete, that is being prepared for you, being prepared for what that purpose looks like. All of this matters, and we want patience. We want endurance to have had its perfect work along the way. So just challenge you, don't dismiss today. Don't overlook the process trying to get to purpose or the promise. Everything matters. So that was it for today. It's a lot shorter than the other days, but I'll see you tomorrow as we go through day 9.